All right, everybody, you know what time it is. The Real Talk Sports Show is coming up right now. Bam! Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, the Minister Jonathan Simmons, and we're very thankful for those of you who've decided to tune in here and watch us on all the platforms we can be on. We're on multiple platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter TV or X. I hate that, man. Twitter TV, that's what we're going to call it. It used to be Periscope, which is way better. We're also on your tele. That's right. We are on television on the Roku channel. You go to Tiki Live and put in the search engine Phoenix Entertainment Group, and voila, you'll find us on your big screen television broadcasting you on Roku TV. Also, want to give a big shout out to those of you who are watching us on the replay. Some of you guys catch the show after the fact. We appreciate you for doing so. Thank you, and thank you. And remember, in case you've forgotten, if you go on to YouTube, you know what to do. Subscribe, and subscribe. Hit the big bell and bing, it'll give you the notifications when we are on ZL. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you could go on and subscribe, we are still pushing towards that magical number of 1,000 subscribers, which I do believe that we're going to get there one day sooner rather than later. All right, so as you know, lots of great stuff going on in the world of sports. We will be bringing in our co-host in just a moment. And you know, they are the lovely Miss Tree Dolman, also bringing on the champion, Tyrone Poole. We are very excited as we go into the warmer weather. I got to tell you guys, I'm feeling some kind of way. It was 80 something degrees today, and it was like not like a, humid, sultry 80 something degrees. It was just nice. Very, very, very nice. So we very much thanking the Lord for allowing us to enjoy this wonderful day. And hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Remember, follow us anywhere on social media at Real Talk Sports, the number 7. Yeah, so it is that time of year, basketball time. We just came out of the March Madness and Final Four. We saw some epic contests, especially on the women. Women breaking all kinds of records as far as their viewership. And we're going to, when the lovely Miss Tree Dolman comes on, we'll talk a little bit about the WNBA draft, which went on last night. And like you said, man, just a lot of great stuff going on. Also, the playoffs in the NBA have started, and we'll give you guys updates as we go along. The playing games are here, and we have, guys that normally, I shouldn't say that because the Lakers won it before, but you when you think about these playing playoffs, you wouldn't think about teams that have just been in, basically champions not too long ago in there, but nevertheless out in the West, that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing the Lakers and the Warriors have to go out here and play in this playing game. Let's get a peek in right now, if we can, and take a look here at what is happening on the scenes right now. We'll go to the Lakers and Pelicans. That's one of the playing games here. Lakers are trailing the Pelicans 31-26 here, and we are in the first quarter of play. Lakers again trailing 31-26. Let's take a look at some of the stat lines. D'Angelo Russell is balling out for the Lakers, 13 points and 4 assists for D'Angelo Russell in just 9 minutes as he leads the Lakers in scoring. We have Austin Reeves with 3 points. Is it a three-pointer? And we also have Anthony Davis, 5 points and 3 rebounds in 11 minutes. LeBron James has got 3 points and 3 assists. Meanwhile, for the Pelicans leading the way for them, Zion saying, I'm going to show you guys what I'm really about here. Zion, 10 points in 10 minutes, 4 rebounds and an assist. He leads the Pelicans. Also, Herb Jones, 7 points and no assists. And Jonas Vanderas, 4 points and 6 assists. And Brandon Ingram, 5 points and 2 assists. And interestingly enough, he played for the Lakers a couple of years ago. But Zion leading the Pelicans, now up 34-26 in the first quarter in the playing game out in the West. And tomorrow night, our own Atlanta Hawks will be in the play-in game against the Chicago Bulls, a team that they have had trouble with all year long. So hopefully the Hawks will be able to advance into the next round where they're going to have to play the winner of the 7 and 8 game. Let's go back to social media here and take a peek and see what's going on in social media. We'll look for you guys to jump in. Well, you guys know every time I do this broadcast, I bring in one of the most beautiful women in sports talk radio or TV. We simply call her the Queen. Tree Dolman is back in the building. Tree, welcome back.
Hello. Hi,
What's, go-
Jonathan. Hi, everyone.
what's going on?
Nothing much. What's going on with you?
Hey, I am after one of the craziest moves of all time. Terrible movers, but praise the Lord, we are in a new location here now. So me and my daughter are actually renting a home now, which is pretty cool. We like that, and it's very good for us because it now has cut our travel time in half. Not that we were traveling too far before, but I'm a staggering 6.5 minutes from work.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. And she is, I think, 9.5 minutes from work. So yeah, we're definitely
You can't
feeling
beat that.
we're feeling good. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and
Yay.
we got a long.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So yeah, it's been a big weekend again, Tree, in the world of sports. Lots going on. Playing games are happening. I was just reading some of the scores here. The Lakers find themselves trailing the Pelicans so far. Hawks, of course, tomorrow night will be playing the Chicago Bulls. And for those of you who may or may not know, the Hawks are actually opening up State Farm Arena. So if you say, I don't want to go to a sports card, I want to be at home, I want to kind of be with fellow fans, you actually go to State Farm tomorrow. They will be opening up the stadium and having the game on the Jumbotron. So you guys going to AtlantaHawks.com. I think you have to actually register for a pass or to get some type of ticket. But anyway, yeah, Hawks will be playing tomorrow night, and hopefully they can beat the Bulls, and then they'll play the loser of the 7 and 8 game.
Yeah.
So, Tree, what do you think? Do you think the Hawks got a shot? A
Any
lot of
team
injuries,
has a shot.
right? A lot of injuries though for Atlanta Hawks. I'm not sure. They played very, very well for a while, but now you got key guys that are just not going to be able to contribute at all. Johnson out for the season. I shouldn't say out for the season. The Hawks would have to go into the second round of playoffs, and he can probably come back. Okongwu definitely out for the season, and just a rash of injuries. I mean, Hawks have been. It sounds like there's
Listen, they are going to be hurting without Jalen Johnson.
no doubt.
Okay. He is something special.
Yeah,
Definitely. He is
he,
very talented and he's a key component to the team. And that is definitely going to hurt the Hawks not having him available.
yeah, he's a outstanding player, a two-way player, great rebounder. And the crazy thing is, just a couple of games before, he had just come off a double-double. 28 points, 14 rebounds. So, yeah, he's going to be sorely missed. DeJounte Murray, he's still not technically 100%. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
Trey's coming off an injury. He hasn't played in 5 weeks. He was on minutes restriction earlier in the week. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough draw for the Hawks, but hopefully they can find a way because it's just all you need is to win one.
Hmm. We shall see.
We shall. Let's go back to the scoreboard. See, we got the updates here on what's happening in the playing games that I mentioned. The Lakers are playing in this first game. They're playing against the New Orleans Pelicans. And let's see if we can get a score for that game. It was 34-26 Pelicans when we last checked. And our update machine is broken. Here we go. Pelicans now up 36-29 here in the second quarter. D'Angelo Russell has balled out in the first quarter for the Lakers, 13 points streak in just 10 minutes for D'Angelo Russell. Meanwhile, Pelicans being led by Zion Williamson, trying to prove the point. that he is one of the premier players in the league. 12 points in 11 minutes. As I said again, second quarter play, Lakers trailing the Pelicans 36-29. Trey, I was saying earlier, it seems funny, when you think about these playing games. You think about the fact that both the Lakers and the Warriors are in the playing game. I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, these teams were. I mean, the Lakers won a championship, and of course, we know about the four titles in, I guess, 9 years with the Warriors. So it just seems odd seeing these guys like have to scrap in here and like the Hawks and kind of back into a playoff game.
Not really. I mean, that's the great thing about sports. You can be great one year and not great the next. So you can't in sports live off of what happened last year or what happened 2 years ago or what happened 3 years ago. If you're living in the past, then you definitely are not going to be successful for the current year. You could have won a championship last year, right? But you have to go out and you have to play, and you can't think about last year. You have to think about this year. So I mean, it happens. Every team cannot be great every year. We think about the New England Patriots, how they never had to play a wild card game, right? They always were in the playoffs, and then they start having to play wild card games and not even contending for a Super Bowl. It's just like, oh my goodness, right? But it just happens. You can't be great all the time. And that's the great thing about sports.
No doubt, dynasties come and go. So yeah, you have to expect that. But I think the other thing too, obviously, the West is a bit tougher than the East. I mean, all those teams are well over 500. They would be, I think, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think either one of them, based on the record, would be in the playing game. But nevertheless, the West, as always, has been over the years very, very tough. So we'll look forward to see what happens over there. And meanwhile, the Hawks, like I said again, if they can get by all these injuries, we might have something going on. Well, Tree, something happened last night, which I know you were excited about. The ladies were on the spotlight. WNBA draft. Um, as expected, the Indiana Fever picked number one overall. Guess who? Kaylin Clark. So the Fever are going to be probably the hottest team in the WNBA. Rumors are already out that some teams are looking to play in bigger stadiums when she comes to town. Yeah, so it
Oh
should
yeah,
be.
well they've already moved some games to bigger
Yep.
stadiums.
And some teams have already set their ticket prices, which is going to be a little bit different than, than what you're accustomed to going to the game. But I mean, that's the effect. And here's a shot here, guys. This is what it looks like last night. This was the ladies that were in that first round, and yeah, just the ladies are going to be the talk of the town, I think, all this summer, and especially if the play can get anywhere close to what we've seen in the playoffs the last couple of years with the Aces and what we saw in in the March Madness for the ladies. Yeah, I mean, y'all going to be
Well, the
must see
play
TV.
isn't going to change. If anything, it'll get better, but it won't decline.
No, that's what I
So,
mean. I mean, it's just yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for improved play, obviously more eyeballs. So very, very exciting that we're getting this even larger spotlight on women's basketball and seeing what they can do. But you know what, Tree? It's and I think we talked about this before. What what can the WNBA do, if anything, to help more players, maybe more teams come along into the league? Because it seems like every year you have a lot of players who probably can play in the league, not be able to play because there's not enough roster spaces. Any ideas on what the league can do to help more players be able to play in the WNBA?
yeah, they need to get more teams. That's
There you
it.
go.
You just need more teams, more markets, and you put it out there. There will be people who will invest. That's just what has to happen. If you want growth, you have to grow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking, man, they have to try to find some way to do it because it just seems almost kind of sad that all these women have to, well, not all of them, but so many women have to play overseas, to be able to continue to play their basketball career. So, like I said,
It's
hopefully, like you
not
said, more.
sad.
Hmm? Well, I mean,
What's sad about it?
it's just like I mean, me personally, if I'm watching football, I'd rather see guys playing the NFL than the World Football League. I mean, I watched it, but I'd rather see the players play here. And I'm sure if the players had their druthers, they would rather play here as well. Their family could have a better shot to see them. That's what I mean by that. I mean, I don't mean it's like
Oh, I
saying, hey,
see
you're
what
not
you're
making
saying.
money. I
Yeah,
mean,
they make their money overseas, so I don't think any of the players are are sad to go over there because that's where they make their money. They don't make the bulk of their money in the WNBA. The bulk of their money is made overseas. Would players much rather stay in the United States than to travel overseas? Of course. The season overseas is what, 9 months? The WNBA season is what, like three months? I mean, it's, so if we could have a longer season in the United States and they get paid more in the WNBA, of course they would love to do that, but the time and the money just does not permit, because again, the season is not as long and therefore they don't get paid as much. But what I do love that the numbers are increasing, and so that's what we want. With the numbers increasing, then maybe they can start increase in the season. And like you said, they're already having to switch games to different venues because they want larger venues. This year was the first year that the WNBA draft, they actually sold tickets for it, and it sold out in 15 minutes. So all of these things that are happening, it is just letting everyone know that there is a market for it. And as long as there is a market for it, then we can grow. So I think that we will soon see where they will start extending the season, which will then extend the pay for the women. And then they'll have to compete. But then again, let's not also not forget about the clause that the WNBA put in there, where it's really having players choose between the WNBA and overseas. Because in the past, if your team overseas was playing in a championship, the WNBA would allow you to come in late and miss their part of the beginning of their season so that you can finish the championship over there. But now you don't have that ability to do so. If you don't come by a certain time, then you don't get to play. So they're pretty much making the players choose. And, they're going to lose some players to it. But, it's something to talk about, but we'll see. The important thing is growth. The important thing is the marketing. The important thing is that the fans are watching. You're starting to see where the women's sports are getting more views than even NFL, NBA games. And it's pretty nice to see because the women work very hard, and it's just great for women's sports.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be definitely. You just want to try to see those types of increases. So we are all excited that like you said again, the women are getting more looks. Hopefully, WNBA might even at some point rethink that policy. Because again, I would think the more exposure your players are going to get, the better. So you hopefully look at that. And again, hopefully the money will come along. The investors seeing the growth will be able to do it in other cities. And if you have to start at a smaller venue at the beginning, so be it. I mean, kind of like we did here with the Dream before they went to State Farm. They were over at the Georgia Tech Stadium, which I thought really was fantastic. I used to like going to the games at Georgia Tech. The seating was pretty cool. And of
You
course, at
said
that
what?
time, I liked the games when they were played at Georgia Tech.
Oh, they must have played at Georgia Tech while the Hawks were still in season.
Yeah,
Because their first year they played in State Farm Arena. It
I saw
wasn't
when
called that.
they played at the Georgia Tech Stadium. I thought that was a great location. Seating was great. Viewership was great. And at that time, I think they had. That's when they had probably one of their best playoff series. They played against the Washington Mystics
Oh,
when
they moved them there for playoffs. Okay. I was about to say I knew they didn't have the regular season there. That I knew because I used to go. Okay, so for the playoffs, yes, because whenever it interferes with the Hawks, of course the Hawks are always going to get the building.
Yep, and it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great series. Went down to the wire. I think went to full 5 games, and just a phenomenal series. And yeah, it's there. You play well, you can draw fans, and obviously now in a much smaller venue, they've had no problem selling out at all because I think the arena they're playing in now has just under 4,000 people capacity. So yeah, they sold I think 11 of their. I think it was 80% of their games they sold out. And it was 11 games they sold out at the Georgia International Center, the Gateway Arena, if I get that right. So, yep. So
Yeah,
hopefully we'll.
it's wonderful. I love it. I think it's a great venue. And then once they continue selling out, then we'll see that they'll need to grow and move to a larger venue with more seats.
Yep, no doubt. And we look forward to being there. Look forward to having you give us some coverage of the ladies of the WNBA. All right, speaking of coverage, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. You're watching the Real Talk Sports Show, and let's take a listen to see what's going on out there with our sponsors. We'll be back in just a moment.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right, guys, we're back here with the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, the Minister Jonathan Simmons. And right next to me, the lovely Queen Miss Tree Dolman is in the building. So, yeah, guys, just wrapping up here. We're looking for an exciting season of WNBA action. I think it's going to be great to see the newbies come in and also see the veterans do their thing. There's already been some talk that from some of the veterans say, hey, yeah, what they get in here? we got something for them when they come in. Before we wrap it up, let's go into... Yeah, one of the veterans, I think it was Diana Taurasi, said, said, right. Taurasi, she's a tough one. So, all right, let's go to social media.
Yes, but I do want to say something because everybody keeps taking her comment out of context. She was asked a question, but when I was looking on social media and looking at posts and different things, it made it seem like she was just like, oh, well, wait till you get to the WNBA. You playing with grown women, and you're not gonna look like Superwoman and all this. Yeah, she said those things, but the way that she said them and how she said them, it was not even close to what people are making it out to be. They asked her a question, and it wasn't about Clark, which a lot of people thought it was. They just said about the incoming rookies into the WNBA, and she was just saying that, which it's a different world, and she was, she said so much more than that. So I just want people to actually go and listen to the whole answer that she gave, because it was not a bad comment that she made. Like, everybody is taking it out of context, making it seem like she's like, oh, well, wait till y'all get in here. And that is not how she was saying it. She said it much nicer, and she was smiling, and again, she was answering a question. But so I just want to say that, because I've been seeing on social media and everywhere where so many people have taken it out of context, and it makes it sound like she was saying something that she actually wasn't saying.
Yeah, well, listen, that's her. I'm not trying to say good, bad, or different. It's like a veteran player in any league is like, hey, look, these rookies, we just let them know this. It's a tougher game. It's a different game. And Taurasi's always a little bit of a smack talker. That's her vibe. It's
right.
I hope everybody's not flipping all over that. Let's go to social media here. What's Todd saying? Because I don't have my glasses. I know he's killing me about something. Go ahead.
Todd said, I can't root for college women's basketball team that walks off court when national anthem starts. I hope they don't do that in the WNBA.
Here we go. Now here's the shade coming right here. We go.
My God, preacher, wrapping up show. The show now 20 minutes. Laugh out loud. Me and Tree going to do a show, I guess. He wrapped up the show in 20 minutes, Todd.
Todd, what can I say, brother? We got to give the ladies some love, bro. We're going to talk about the Falcons. I know you want to talk about the Falcons. We got on the Hawks a little bit. And there's not much to say about the Hawks right now, because the guys are waiting. They're going to play in game. Everybody's injured. So what can I say, brother? We'll get to the Falcons in just a minute.
Let's get to some football.
Let's go to some football. Let's talk some football. So first of all, talk briefly about college. All the spring games have been played. Everybody's wondering about Colorado and how they're going to do, in Georgia, how they're going to do. Those are probably the two biggest things that people talk about here. I think that both teams will be fine. I think that the Colorado Buffaloes will be in the mix. I'm not going to say for the national title, but I think they will be in the mix and accord themselves quite well in the conference that they're in. And I would be not surprised if they go to a significant bowl game. I'm looking for probably about, let's see, they play a 12-game season. I'm looking for 8 wins from the Buffaloes. That's what I'm thinking. And meanwhile, back with our hometown, the wonderful, strong Bulldogs of Georgia. I look for them to once again contend for a national title. I think that Kirby might have a shot to win their 3rd national title in 4 years, which would put them in that rarefied era. So that's all I got to say about. Ooh. Yep. Yeah, I just think the Bulldogs, I mean, they have the team just, it's unbelievable how Kirby has kind of really taken a lot what you've seen from Alabama. In other words, the ability to recruit multiple 5-stars at one position. I just think they're so deep. They're very talented. I think that Carson Beck is a guy that wants to get a national championship because he's been there so long. And I think the Bulldogs are going to be tough to beat. Now, I think Texas is going to give them a run for their money. I think Ohio State might give them a run for their money as well. And even within their conference, I think Alabama has the ability to give them a problem because their quarterback, Jalen Milroe, is a big, strong running quarterback. But all that being said, I look for the Bulldogs to handle their business.
I definitely think the Bulldogs will handle their business. One thing about Kirby is that he's at Georgia. He has great recruiting. It's a great university. The alumni are serious there. It's a great place to be. So I can see why he has so many players that want to come and play for the University of Georgia. They want to be a part of that great tradition. They want to be on a winning team that can contend and play for a national championship. And those are all of the things that you get when you do go to the University of Georgia. So I definitely expect them to come out and play very well this year. I'm pretty sure that their recruiting class is just off the chain. Yes, there are going to be the hard teams, Alabama, Texas, so many. The SEC this year, I'm really looking forward to seeing them play because it is going to be phenomenal with the football that we will see in college this year. I'm also, of course, looking forward to the Big Ten. We all know this. But I am looking forward to seeing what will be done with these new teams in the conferences. And it's going to be some great football being played, and I cannot wait to see. But I do agree. I think that the University of Georgia will make a definite impact. And this year, we know they're extending the playoff. So this is going to be a really great year for college football.
Yeah, no doubt. 12-team playoff. You're going to get some dark horse candidates in there. Everybody's excited. And for those of you who don't know, that the championship game will once again be played right here in Georgia at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Excuse me, not arena, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So, yeah, it's going to be epic. It should be fantastic. All right, who's jumping? Is that Sully? What's he saying?
Chucky Ducky, I'm back. Okay, listen, Sullivan. I'm so glad that you're here because I was thinking about you the other day. I just said, I'm going to come by myself. I'm not going to keep waiting on Jonathan and Tyrone. I'm not a person that keeps saying, oh, we go do this, and then we never do it. Not me. I'm a woman of action. So guess what? I'm going to be coming out there by myself. If you don't come, or if Tyrone doesn't come, Tree is coming. So I will be here this week.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because actually this Saturday I'm off. So I can meet you up there this Saturday. If you come on Saturday, I will go. Okay. And we'll come up there selling the burger. All right, let's go here.
Yeah, I hear that, right?
Right. No, seriously. Jay Slice, only in the show.
Master Jay Slider.
I'm getting me some slider too when I get up there. All right, what's Todd saying? What?
Which part of team?
I'm not sure about that.
Not sure I understand that one, Todd.
You got so excited. He was saying, Tree.
Hey.
Yeah, we're coming, guys. Okay, that's bottom line. You know, I got a haircut last week, so I'll be well groomed. I'll shave, and I'll even wear my shades.
What's the name of it again?
Yeah, Slay, put the name up one more time, brother, if you can, please. Okay, it works 11 to 5. So yeah, we'll be up there, I guess, sometime in the early afternoon. And Sully, if you can, please put up your
He said he's gonna be there 11 to 5.
yeah. Okay, there it is. Let's pop it up here. He's at the was that Village Burger in Johns Creek? Am I reading that right, Tree?
Yes.
Okay.
Take a screenshot. Okay. Village
Uh,
Burger, and you say you're up there from 11 to 5. Okay.
All right, so Todd, I think has got some breaking news coming out of the Falcons camp. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see here. I think we got him somewhere right here. There we
I
go.
got some news on Falcons. I have a source in the building, all I will say. And what I'm hearing, Kurt is trying to blend in with team, but it's awkward. There is resentment on the money, I'm hearing. Ooh.
Yeah, so I saw a comment by Kirk, and he said one of the guys, one of the younger guys, come up to him and said, "Kirk, you know, glad you're here." And he said, "By the way, you have kind of like a father vibe." So he said, "I'm already the young guys already looking at me as the gray beard already." Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know if that's the case or not. I mean, he is making a lot of money, so we can see what's Todd saying now. Let's see what it says here. Okay,
With part of team.
part of the team. Okay, got you. Okay, so he's also saying.
So you missed the comment. I'm sorry, which comment? Or I think it's Jonathan that missed it, not
It's
me.
my fault. All right, let me go back.
Yeah, I was like, I'm apologizing that he's talking about you.
Let's see if I got you, Todd. I'm trying to get your comments, brother, but somehow I lost you somewhere. I got the 20 minutes of the show. You threw me on the bus, and yeah, I missed it, brother. I don't know. You have to post it again, man. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, remember now, I'm a one-man show. I got the buttons moving. You know, Tyrone's always killing me about hitting the wrong buttons, that kind of stuff. And listen, he must have heard me talk him up. All right, guys, you know who is in the green room now. He is, and not one, but two-time Super Bowl champion. He's also a member of the National Black College Alumni Hall of Fame. He's the first ever Carolina Panthers defensive draft selection, spent over a decade in a league that's known as Not For Long. We're talking about the champion, Tyrone Poole, is in the building. What's going on, Tyrone?
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Am I got to move over? I got to move over.
There we go. No, we got you, brother. We got you.
Hey, Tyrone.
What's going on, Tree? How you doing? How you doing, Jonathan? Hello, everybody. Hope
What's up, Tyrone?
All right, you guys will probably see me looking up and everything like that. I'm actually talking to my people who are on Instagram.
Instagram. Okay,
So,
you got it all working. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, first note. So got first note, my guy, Tommy. Tommy's listening to the show through Instagram. So real talk. I'm representing Atlanta on Instagram.
Tommy's a bad man. I like how we do it, Tyrone. I like that multimedia effect, sir. I like that.
There we go.
Very, very nice.
So what we talking about here?
Well, there's you know how it is that Todd wants to get into some football. We talked about the WNBA and kind of what the ladies were doing, but Todd, like, dude, come on, let's get to the football. And he's already got alleged rumor coming out of Flowery Branch. And I'll pop it back up here so Tree can read it again. Let's see here. There it is.
Well, he was just saying that he's hearing that it was awkward with Kurt and that there's resentment on the money.
Resentment on the money.
Right. That's what I'm saying. How can there be resentment on the money?
Exactly. I don't know. I guess it's just that old additive, you know. I guess what's the old saying? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That part.
Don't hate.
If you want the money, then play for it, and then you will get the money. That's what it just doesn't make sense with sports. Like, seriously, if you want the big bucks, be a dog, earn the big bucks, and you'll get the big bucks.
There you go.
Don't get mad at the person making them. Get mad at yourself. Go to the weight room.
Yeah, and I understand too that in this world also it's all about there could be a little bit of favor, right? So I kind of get it where people are coming from. Sometimes, there could be some favoritism, what they call it, nepotism, they will give it to you just because they want to give it to you, even though you may not be the right one that is deserving. But because I know your mama, who knows my mama, I'm going to give it the money to you. So sometimes it's a little bit of that going on as well.
That's true. But we also know that quarterbacks get money. It hasn't changed. I doubt it will. Yeah.
I think most of the people are probably upset with Kirk because they're saying basically, he hasn't done anything. All that money, he's only won one playoff game. But at the same time, I say Kirk can't go out there and win games by himself. Just like I tell people, Tom Brady didn't win all those Super Bowls by himself. He didn't win all them games by himself. If he didn't have no Deion Branch to throw to, if he didn't have no Randy Moss to throw to, if he didn't have the offensive line. So Kirk,
if he didn't have a Tyrone Poole,
come on, man. He done had that defense, right, to back him up. That first Super Bowl, well, not the first Super Bowl Tom won, and the second Super Bowl, I would say that was defensively won. Now, Adam Vinatieri, he put the foot in it, and that actually won the game. But at the end of the day, if there's no Adam Vinatieri, then there's no 6 Super Bowls by Tom Brady. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is it takes a team. Now, I don't know what Kirk's stats were in the playoff games. Maybe he was 20 for 20, 280 yards, and no touchdowns. Well, does that say that he lost the game, or maybe some receivers dropped some balls? Maybe an offensive tackle missed a block that caused a sack that lost the game. So at the end of the day, my thing is, somebody knows or feel that he's worth it. So we'll see.
Yeah. And I think that I get tired of hearing about Kirk Cousins and how he's not worth the money or he's not good enough and his stats aren't good enough. People check his stats.
Yeah.
He is good enough.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying this because he went to a Michigan school, but check his stats. No, seriously. Even before I found out that he went to Michigan State, I still thought he was a great quarterback and with his stats. And then when I found out, I just liked him even more. It just elevated my like for him. But he really is a good quarterback, a great quarterback. And you really need to check his stats because I get tired, especially in Atlanta. Hello, people. You know how you guys hate on your quarterbacks. How about you embrace your quarterbacks, support them, and you'll never know what they may do for you. Just support them. Just try that. Try it out. I'm sure it'll probably get you in the right direction.
Yeah, and I say this, people, let's not forget when Kirk Cousins was in Washington with the Washington Commanders, or what they see the Washington Redskins at the time, or the Commanders. But they're the Washington football team. How about that? Yeah. But you know what? He was threatening RG3 now. He was Mike Shanahan wanted to put Kirk Cousins. He felt very comfortable with Kirk Cousins. You got RG3, who's a great quarterback, but somewhere or another, Kirk Cousins must have been doing something right to where Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan wanted to put Kirk Cousins in as a starter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Tyrone, as you have mentioned, and Orlando Lebra has mentioned, the NFL, they want a guy that can throw from the pocket. I'm not trying to say that RG3 couldn't, but RG3, when he had those big games, that's what he really did. I mean, he was winning games with his legs before he got injured. Kirk Cousins is your traditional West Coast offense guy. 3-step drop, boom, get rid of the ball. And everybody talks about he processes very well. So let's answer the question. Hopefully I can see. I don't have my glasses here, but hopefully I can get
Where your glasses at, man? I'm going to do you like the one television show on Fox South. Man, put your glasses on. Put your glasses on.
Well,
I don't want to give them no pub on Real Talk Sports, but you guys, it's a show with a guy. His name Skip something, and then another guy was a Hall of Famer tight end. They were going back and forth. So, Jonathan, you said where my glasses at. So I just borrowed that joke. It kind of went over y'all heads. So I was like, put your glasses on, man. Put your glasses back on.
I got them on now, but these are the wrong glasses. These are shades. I really can't see. Let's go to Kirk Cousins' stats and take a look at it. Probably asked the question how he played in the playoffs. So I'm going to take myself off the screen for a second, and I'm going to take a look at this for you guys, and we'll be right back. There we go. That's time. All right, where's my glasses? I said, darn it.
Hey, you better find them glasses real quick, man. You don't put me on screen. You don't press the wrong button, Tree. I guess I go ahead and talk a little bit, but I'll say this again. Football, it's one of those sports that I do believe, like Herm Edwards said. He says, hello, we play the game to win, right? And I don't think there's nobody that puts anybody in a position to where you can't win games. So Kirk Cousins coming here, somebody saw something in Kirk, right? That, hey, this guy can still win football games. Now I hear even Tom Brady talking about he still can throw the ball. So I don't know.
He put his name out there. Well, first of all, the Atlanta Falcons need to be very happy that they have Kirk Cousins because we wanted to keep him in Minnesota. Okay. I wanted him to stay a Viking personally. So be happy that you have him because you have a very, very, very good quarterback. And seriously, after last season and the season before, y'all should be very, very excited that you have him. Seriously.
And
seriously.
Before I get to these stats, let's go to social media here. It's been buzzing along. Our man H.C. Hardy. What's he saying there, Tree?
H.C. Hardy said, this is what they call the millennial athlete. Kurt is in the ATL. He definitely have to earn his respect for the team and the fan base.
That dude ain't got to earn no respect. How long he
ain't a rookie.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years. Dude ain't got to earn no respect, man. He been in the game for 12 years, man. And what? Go ahead, Jonathan. I'll let you do the stats.
Sullivan said, no, Tree, I'm all in. Okay. Sullivan said, Big K is a nice guy. Yes.
All right. So the question is, is before everybody keep throwing shade on Kirk Cousins, only won one playoff game. But as Tyrone asked the question, is it really Kirk's fault or no? Based on these stats, it looks like maybe not. First time he played, he substituted for injured RG3. And, of course, obviously they're behind that game. 3 of 10, 31 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns. However, as a starter in 2015, Kirk Cousins, in his only playoff game, they lost the game, but it wasn't his fault. 29 of 46, 329 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Next time he went, 2019, he went to the Pro Bowl as well. This time with Minnesota. Same thing. They played in 2 games. Kirk Cousins in 2 games. These are stat line. 40 of 60. 67% of his passes completed, 414 yards, 2 touchdowns, and again, only 1 interception. And in 2022, at 34, once again, Pro Bowl season for Kirk Cousins, in the only playoff game that Minnesota was able to get into, again, you can sing the song, not Kirk's fault. 31 of 39, almost 80% of his passes completed, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no INTs. Oh, by the way, a passer rating of 112.9. And in his 4 games, he has a total passing rating of 92.9. So clearly, when Kirk gets in the playoff, he seems to play fairly well.
And I'm gonna put a nail. Well, I know I'm gonna let Tree put that nail in the coffin, but I'm gonna hold a nail for her, and she gonna come in last and put that mallet and knock that nail into the coffin. We're gonna keep this thing closed, man. I'm gonna even add on to what Jonathan just said. Right? You go look at Kirk Cousins, 12 years in the NFL. People, 12 years. Do you know how many plays that is in the NFL? How many snaps that is in the NFL? Right. I think sometimes you have these quarterback what they call them, quarterback Monday night sofa couch quarterback fans talking. Right. But when you look at Kirk Cousins' entire stats, right, in the NFL, the dude only out of 12 years now, let me let that sink in. 12 years. He's only thrown more interceptions than touchdowns 1 out of 12 years, man. That means that dude is 11-1 when it comes to throwing more touchdowns than interceptions. Come on, man. I don't know. I need to stop that hating, man. Stop that hating and be real football fans. That's all I got to say.
Yes, and I want to say one thing when it comes to interceptions, because even with the interceptions, my husband and I, we both do not like how they count certain interceptions that goes towards the quarterback when sometimes it's the receiver's fault. The receiver pops the ball up or does different things, it could be a great throw and it counts as an interception against the quarterback instead of something that's going against the receiver. So you also want to look at those interceptions because, again, all of those probably weren't even his fault.
Yeah.
But he is definitely somebody who you want to get the ball to your players and have a chance to go down the field and score.
Let's go to social media. We got lots of comments here. HCR was talking about before the payout. He said nowadays in the NFL, defense keeps them in the game, but $100 million plus quarterback gets paid to win the game. And Sully said true. And Hardy's also saying here, he says, what's he saying, Tree, about the fans?
He said, I mean, these fair weather fans in Atlanta, Kurt is a baller. Kurt is a baller.
Yeah.
And of course, we have the anti-fan, our man, Mr. Todd. What's he saying here? I think he's throwing some shade.
So I said, Tyrone, you come on. Kurt, when game online, he don't have the it factor.
Again. Football is the ultimate team sport, man. It's the ultimate team sport. I'm gonna even take you back to how football is an ultimate team sport. I'm gonna go back to the Alabama and Michigan game, right? Alabama and Michigan game. It's so many things that people don't look at, right? And then I'm gonna take it back up to the Super Bowl real quick with the Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks, right? With that Malcolm Butler play. All right, let's go with the Alabama and Michigan play, right? Nothing against you, Tree. I know that's a big blue. Big blue. Hey, Jonathan, Tree already got her hand. She already got the clip with the little button off her gun, man. She got her hand on the top of it.
Yeah, she ready.
Man. Come on, Tree, put it back in the holster now. But if you go back and look at the Alabama-Michigan game, right? Now, a lot of people gonna say the quarterback lost the game. No, he did not. They're gonna try to say the offensive coordinator lost the game. No, he did not. There's so many variables that happened in that game, right? If you look at the snap, start with the snap. The snap was low. That threw all the timing off right there. So now, again, not taking nothing off of the quarterback. That's probably his first time being in that situation. He probably panicked. But then the offensive guard didn't do what he was supposed to do, allowed penetration. So at the end of the day, football is an ultimate team sport. You cannot blame one guy. Now I'm gonna jump up to the Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. All right, a lot of people say, hey, they should have given the ball to Marshawn Lynch, man. Yeah, true, we can say all that. But the play that they had called was a winning play. You know what happened? The guy who they had a flip formation, right? They had one receiver off the ball, the other receiver on the ball. And the defensive back, I think Browner or something like that, with big defensive back, he used to play with the Seahawks. And he got a hell of a jam on that receiver who was on the line of scrimmage, which caused Ricardo Lockett, Fort Valley State graduate. Yeah, wait. There you go, Fort Valley State Wildcats, HBCU, which caused Ricardo Lockett to have to hesitate, run the hump, which allowed Malcolm Butler to have a direct view and shot right there to where Russell Wilson was throwing the ball. If that receiver had gotten off the ball, Ricardo Lockett would have cleared. It would have been a touchdown all day. So again, all these Monday night quarterback, quote unquote fans who think you know the game, go check the game out and look at every player and see that every player do their job. That's why Bill Belichick would say, just do your job in New England. Just do your job and we'll win.
Well, that was a great analysis, Tyrone. But you know what? I don't care what. Even the referees, when they had them mic'd up, the refs looked at them and say, "Hey, how come they run the ball?" Yeah, man. I mean, I get you, bro. But yeah, no, I think they should have ran that ball. All right, what's Todd saying here?
Todd said, Kurt, when the game online, you got to have the touchdown. He throws that interception time after time. His winning record against winning teams is 20 games, bebop 500.
Yeah, I don't know, Todd. I mean, go ahead, Tyrone.
It's not Kirk Cousins. He ain't all of you going out there. It's the defense. What was the score in all those games? Did the defense give up more than 15 points? Did the offense score more than 20 points? I was always told, now I know in today's game, you really, defense, and I heard Warren Sapp say this, and I think he was spot on. Back in the day, you could say defense wins championships. You can't say that no more in the NFL. Like Warren Sapp said, and I believe it, and I agree with it. Not I believe it, but I agree with it. A great defense gives you an opportunity to win a championship. But your offense has to come out there and play as well. It used to be the defense will win championship because if they don't score, they can't win. But in today's game, they're going to score. So the defense, a great defense, gives you opportunities. But at the end of the day, who else was out there playing with Kirk Cousins? What about on special teams? Did they give up a big play on special teams? Come on, guys. It's not just Kirk.
Hey, I have a question. What do you all think of the new rule that they're changing for the special teams? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
The kickoff, you talking about the kickoff coverage?
Yeah.
But Jonathan, what's your shot? What's your take on it?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's like somebody said, really, if they hadn't done something, you almost were getting ready to get rid of kick returners because it either was, you couldn't do anything.
No.
So now at least you got a situation where you're going to have some returns. So you're going to come bring some of that excitement back. And it's interesting, they stole that from the XFL, which I guess is now the UFL. Now they merged, right?
And then here's the other thing, too. The United Football League, they've gone back to what the NFL used to do, where they line people up and kick it, and then they have to run down the field to cover. So it's like the NFL has adapted to their rule of, they 10 yards away, and then they go. I think what's going to happen, you're not going to see a lot of big plays. I don't think from the special team standpoint on kickoff return, but I do believe you will see some scores. And this is my personal opinion here, right? My personal opinion. I think Las Vegas had a lot to do with it as well, because kickoff returns, this is just my opinion, kickoff return is another way to put points on the board. So if you take that out of the game, then now in Vegas, you give an opportunity, you take away an opportunity to cover the spread or whatever, because they're going to score offense, defense, interception, so that's just my thing. I'm like, that may not be all of it, may not be none of it, but at the end of the day, putting the kickoff coverage, kickoff return back into the game allows teams to score more points.
What do you think, Tree?
Well, I like the fact that you will see less injuries because you don't have guys running as fast and as hard and as long. So because they're closer, it won't be that big of an impact. And I definitely like the safety aspect of the new rule. And I do also like that with the statistics of it, that you do actually see more returns with this philosophy as opposed to the other way that the NFL used to do it. So I think that it will bring more excitement to the game. But the number one reason that I really love it is the fact that I think it will definitely cut down on injuries and concussions and different things of that nature. So I'm really excited to see how it goes and looking forward to it.
And I add this a little bit as well on that kickoff coverage, kickoff return. I think what you're going to see, I think the days of wide receivers being on the kickoff return team, which really you just had linebackers and tight ends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing them put offensive linemen out there, right? Because the reason why I say that, you're only 10 yards away from each other, if I'm not mistaken. So an offensive lineman can cover that amount of distance. And if you get a big body on a linebacker or a running back, because usually those are the guys that would run down and cover kicks. You have defensive backs, safeties, linebackers, running backs. But now because they're bringing them closer, if I'm an offensive, a special teams coordinator, I'm going to find my most athletic guys, maybe they're backups, maybe they're on third string, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and I'm going to put them out there on the kickoff return team. Because once they lock in on one of those linebackers or running backs coming down, they're going to move him right out the way and get me a fast returner back there. He hit it, boom, he gone.
Well, no question. That's why the Falcons brought in the young man from the Cardinals, Ray. I can't think of his last name, but that's what he does. He's a scat back, great returner, both on kicks and punt returns. So, yeah, I would not be surprised. The other thing, too, what you're going to see is you're going to see better field position no matter what. You're going to see a lot more drives start around the 40-yard line, which is going to lead to more scoring. Let's go back to social media here. Before, when Todd was throwing shade, Sully says Todd just a hater.
Sully.
Oh, man.
Oh, you missed it, Tyrone. We're going Saturday.
Saturday to Sullivan's restaurant.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's up in Johns Creek.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna miss it. We're gonna be. My daughter got a track meet this weekend, and my son got a track meet. They got regionals in track and field for high school, and my daughter, they're coming to the end of their track season in college. So I apologize, guys. I probably won't be there. I'm gonna be like Deion Sanders. I'm gonna need a helicopter, man. I got to go to Tennessee and then turn around and take the helicopter and come back to Georgia.
See, that's what you get that's what you and your wife get for passing on all that good DNA, man. You got nothing but athletes in your families. That's how you doing it. Let's go. I think there's a question for you here on social media from HC Hardy. Tree, can you read that?
Question to Mr. Poole. Have you connected with Terrence Mathis, who is the new head coach at Morehouse? If he has you as the assistant head coach / DC, the sky is the limit.
No, I haven't heard anything from Terrence, and everybody has their, whatever. I wish Terrence well, and one thing I do know, I'll be covering the game, and if Terrence ain't doing what he's supposed to do, I'm gonna call him out on ESPN. How about that?
Tyrone's already put out there. I'm on ESPN doing the game. If you ain't right, I'm about to light you up.
Hey, I got the mic. So I got people listening to me. So I was like, hey, Terrence, man, he should have done this, man. This ain't the run and shoot no more, Terrence. This ain't. I'm just joking. Now, Terrence, I wish Terrence, much success at Morehouse.
All right, and Todd, I'm gonna get to his other comment, but he's still throwing some shade at the end about Kirk. He's saying, Tyrone, go watch his games. He's a choker. Watch the games he played. I don't know, Todd. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. Todd gonna put some money in line. Look what he says, Tyrone. Tree, can you read that, please?
Tyrone a new SUV from Preacher if Kirk wins playoff game.
Well, get ready. Get ready.
Get ready.
I listen. Now, I hope you all know I record these shows, brother. So don't try to back out.
That's right.
Back out. I'm looking for. I need the money. I'm just saying. Come on.
And you see my favorite color. My favorite color is gray. Gray helmet with the Panthers. Gray helmet with the Raiders. Gray with the Patriots. So, Jonathan, I want a gray SUV.
Good news, Tyrone. I got lots of gray in stock right now. We're ready to go. So we're ready to go right there. All right, we're wrapping up here. Sully said he was born in the hot ATL.
Okay.
So I got you. So I guess maybe you can come on your own, Tyrone, and get a nice burger.
Yeah.
And Hardy just says, preach. Yeah, we're gonna listen, man. We're gonna have some fun. We appreciate you guys and appreciate for tuning in. All right. And that's one last comment from social media. What does he say, Tree?
That's how you do it, Mr. Poole. Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
Oh, and also, hey, my sweat top great. So yeah, a great SUV.
Just saying, guys, get ready because it's coming. All right,
we're gonna work that thing on the tag.
That's right. Look, Tyrone, we might put it on the side of the vehicle too. You're riding by. Work that.
Get a wrap.
Right, get a wrap. I'll put a little thing on the bottom, courtesy of Jonathan Simmons at Allen Vigil Ford. I'm just saying. All right, guys, listen, speaking of that, we got to go, but you know how we do it. We want to make sure that you can follow all the people on our show, whether they're guests or co-hosts. So, Mr. Tyrone Poole, the floor is yours.
But it's always a great honor to be here in Real Talk Sports. And hey, also thank you guys for tuning in. I know you could be anywhere, listen to anything, and probably eat some chocolate cake right now. But you know what? Maybe you're still eating your chocolate cake, but the point is you're listening and watching to Real Talk Sports. So I know Jonathan appreciate you, Tree appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody. You can find me, Tyrone Poole 38, all social media, TyronePoole38.com.
Tyrone, we appreciate you because I can tell you right now, if I didn't have your back, it'd have been a mutiny. Because all last week, where's Tree? Where's Tyrone? So I've been in trouble, brother. Appreciate you, man. Take care. And speaking of Tree, Dolman, the floor is yours.
Hey, everybody. I just want to thank you for all of the love. You can find me on social media at Purple Diva 13, as well as Ms. America International 2022.
I'm here somewhere. There I am. I already knew what time it was that. If I didn't have Tree and Tyrone back, y'all would have put a mute thing on the bounty. So we appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate that you guys, all the comments that you have on social media. And again, we'll be hanging out with Sully next Saturday. So come on out, get a burger. We'll have some fun. Love to do it. I want to get serious for a second. You know, guys, before I sign off, I always want to make sure that you understand that if you do not know the Lord Jesus Christ, your personal Savior, you have to get to know him. Why? Nobody loves you like him. Not your bae, not your boo, not your auntie, not your ride and live partner. Nobody, because he's the one that actually made you. He's the one that came here, died for you, and rose from the dead. So, good news. If you repent of your sins and believe in him, two good things happen. Number one, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, you become an adopted child of God with all the rights therein. That means you now can go to God like a heavenly parent, ask him for anything that you need or desire, and according to his will, he'll give it to you. And when you die, go to that happy place called heaven. There's none of the following: no pain, no pandemic, no bad people anywhere. You never get old, you never die. It's always sunny and beautiful because the glory of God illuminates the kingdom. And you avoid that nasty place called hell, where all the things I just mentioned that are in heaven won't be in hell. So if bad people everywhere, think about this. You would be stuck with the devil and all his demons and all the worst people ever lived on the earth. And most of all, you cut off from God, from Jesus Christ, and all the people of love forever and a day. I don't know about you, but I like option number one instead of option number two. All right, guys, until the next time we get back together, we simply say as we do every week, God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, whichever may apply. So long and take care.
Bye.